Hi, welcome back to the channel. Aquarius, be thy name. My name is Chiharu Okamori. Today, I'm gonna talk about the last lesson Aquarius must learn. Well, my English is not good, but I will do the best I can. So please patient with me. Okay, so let's start. There is something unusual about Aquarius. From an early age, many Aquarians feel it. A sense that they are somehow different. A sense that they see life from a different angle. A sense that they are looking toward the future that others cannot yet see. Even as children, many Aquarius souls carry this feeling. They question what others accept. They imagine possibilities that others overlook. They feel drawn toward tomorrow, while everyone else seems focused on today. And because of this, their journey is often unlike anyone else's. Aquarius carries a unique role among the 12 signs. Not because Aquarius is better, not because Aquarius is more important. Every sign has its own sacred purpose. But Aquarius was given a particular task: to see the future before it arrives, to sense possibilities before they become real, to challenge what has grown outdated, and to open doors that others did not know existed. This is why Aquarius often feels ahead of its time. They understand things that others do not yet understand. They long for things that others are not yet seeking. They welcome changes that others fear. And because of this, Aquarius often walks through life carrying a certain loneliness. They are misunderstood. They are called strange. They are told they think too differently. Sometimes, even the people closest to them fail to understand who they truly are. But this was never a mistake. In many ways, it was part of the mission. Those who see the future are rarely understood by those who live comfortably in the present. Throughout history, this has always been true. The people who changed the world were rarely accepted at first. The visionaries, the innovators, the dreamers, the ones who dared to imagine something new. Many of them walked alone before others could see what they saw. Aquarius carries a similar energy. And because of this, many Aquarians eventually ask themselves the same painful question. Do I truly belong here? Is there something wrong with me? Why do I always feel different? As life unfolds, many Aquarian souls develop a deep longing. A longing to be understood. A longing to be accepted. A longing for someone to finally see who they really are. But as time goes by, a deeper realization begins to emerge. Perhaps being understood was never the true goal. Perhaps being admired was never the true goal. Perhaps being praised was never the true goal. Aquarius was not born to seek approval. Aquarius was born to carry the future. That alone was enough. Yet, there is a challenge hidden within this gift. When you spend your life looking toward the future, you can forget how to be human. Aquarius is often gifted with perspective. They can step back and see the bigger picture. They can analyze emotions rather than become consumed by them. They can rise above situations that overwhelm others. But sometimes, this strength becomes a trap. Aquarius may begin rejecting their own humanity. They reject their vulnerability. They reject their dependence on others. They reject their fears. They reject the parts of themselves that feel weak. They tell themselves they must be freer, stronger, more independent, more evolved. And little by little, they forget that they are human. Yet, this is where the final lesson begins. The greatest lesson Aquarius learns at the end of the life's journey is surprisingly simple. Human beings cannot live on ideas alone. They cannot live on visions alone. They cannot live on principles alone. They cannot live on the future alone. Human beings live through connection. No matter how independent they become, no matter how strong they appear, no matter how comfortable they are with solitude, deep within, they still long to love. They still long to be loved. They still long to share their hearts with another soul. And there is nothing weak about that. It is simply what it means to be human. The final lesson Aquarius must learn is this. Loving humanity is not the same as loving one person. Aquarius often loves humanity. They care about society. They think about the future of the world. They dream of making life better for generations they may never meet. But accepting one imperfect person, loving one imperfect soul, allowing themselves to be fully seen by another human being, that's a different kind of lesson, and perhaps the hardest one of all. Even more difficult is learning to love their own imperfections, to stop demanding perfection from themselves, to stop trying to transcend their humanity, to stop believing they must always be strong. As the years pass, many Aquarians slowly discover a profound truth. They don't need to be perfect. They don't need to be exceptional. They don't need to prove their worth. They are allowed to be uncertain. They are allowed to be emotional. They are allowed to be vulnerable. Because even those who carry the future are still human beings. Aquarius was never meant to rise above humanity. Aquarius was never meant to escape humanity. In fact, the opposite is true. After spending a lifetime looking toward the future, Aquarius eventually returns to the beauty of being human. That's where the journey leads. Perhaps you have felt misunderstood. Perhaps you have felt isolated. Perhaps you have spent years wondering why you never quite fit in. But none of those experiences were meaningless. You carried something valuable. You carried possibilities. You carried ideas that had not yet arrived. You carried the seeds of the future. and that mattered. But remember this, the unique role of Aquarius does not make Aquarius superior. Aries has its mission. Taurus has its mission. Gemini has its mission. Every sign contributes something irreplaceable to the human history. The role of Aquarius is simply different. Aquarius was asked to feel tomorrow's winds before they arrived, to glimpse possibilities before others could see them, to remind humanity that the future is always waiting to be created. And if you have felt lonely because of that role, remember this. You are never wrong. You are never broken. You are simply seeing further than most. And eventually, life teaches one final lesson. Seeing the future is important, but so is loving the present. Loving another person, loving yourself. Accepting the beautiful imperfection of being human. That's the final wisdom. That's the final gift. You no longer need to fight. You no longer need to prove yourself. You have carried your role well. Now, allow yourself to love this moment too. Not only tomorrow, not only the future, but today. Because that's where the Aquarius journey finally comes home.